Have you ever really stopped to think about how you think? I mean, right now, inside your mind, there's this incredible drama playing out. It's a story with two main characters who are constantly pulling the strings, shaping every single thought, judgment, and choice you make.
So that brings up a pretty big question. Who's actually in charge up there? You probably feel like you are, right? Like you have this one conscious voice, making logical choices. But what if I told you that's only half the story? What if most of your feelings, your gut reactions, even your big decisions, are being cooked up behind the scenes, without you even realizing it?
To get to the bottom of this, we're going to dive into the groundbreaking work of Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman and his masterpiece, Thinking, Fast and Slow. Think of this as your user's manual for the human brain.
Okay, so Kahneman sets the stage with this brilliant metaphor: our mental life is like a psychodrama. And to understand what's going on, we have to meet the two characters who are running the show inside our heads. He calls them System 1 and System 2. Now, get this, these aren't real physical things in your brain. Kahneman calls them fictitious characters. But they are an incredibly powerful way to talk about the two very, very different ways our minds work. So first up, let's meet System 1. The easiest way to think about this guy is as your mind's autopilot. It's the part of you that's just always on, humming away in the background, doing its thing. The official definition is that it operates automatically and quickly, with basically zero effort. And here's the key part: you have no sense of voluntary control over it. It just happens. This is your gut, your intuition, your immediate reaction. And you use this autopilot constantly. It's what instantly knows that 2 + 2 is 4. It's what finishes the phrase bread and butter. It's how you can hear hostility in someone's voice before you even register the words. It lets you drive down an empty road while your mind is somewhere else completely. But it has a downside. It loves to jump to conclusions. And it's the secret author of way more of your choices than you think. So, if System 1 is the autopilot, what happens when things get complicated? Well, that's when our second character is supposed to step in, System 2. You can think of this one as the pilot, who has to consciously grab the controls and figure things out.
System 2 is what you normally think of as you. It's the part that directs your attention to effortful mental work, like complex calculations or difficult decisions. This is where conscious, deliberate thought happens. Your pilot takes over for the hard stuff. It's what you need to solve a problem like 17 times 24. It's what you use to scan a crowded room for a friend's face. It's the part that keeps you polite when you're actually really annoyed, and the part that helps you follow complex rules. Basically, System 2 is in charge of self-control. But, and this is a huge but, it has a major flaw. It's incredibly lazy. It will avoid hard work whenever possible.
So you can see how they're supposed to work together. Your autopilot, System 1, is fast and automatic. It's constantly feeding you suggestions, impressions, feelings, intuitions. Your pilot, System 2, is slow and requires focus. Its job is to take those suggestions and either approve, modify, or reject them if it decides to get off the couch and do its job. And that brings us to the main event, the mental tug-of-war that happens when the autopilot's quick, easy answer might not be the right one. Let's actually put it to the test.
Okay, look at this little puzzle. A bat and a ball cost $1.10 total. The bat costs exactly $1 more than the ball. So, how much does the ball cost? Don't think too hard about it. Just pay attention to the very first answer that pops into your head. You got it? What was that gut answer? The one that just appeared, effortlessly, feeling right? Lock that number in. I'm willing to bet that the number that popped into your head was 10 cents. It's easy, it feels right, and it's the intuitive answer that almost everyone comes up with. Well, that's your autopilot, System 1, giving you a nice, simple answer. And in this case, it's wrong. Think about it. If the ball is 10 cents and the bat is $1 more, the bat would be $1.10. That adds up to $1.20, not $1.10. The correct answer is actually 5 cents. A 5-cent ball plus a $1.05 bat equals $1.10. To get there, you had to ignore that first impulse and wake up your lazy pilot, System 2, to actually do the math. And that little puzzle perfectly shows the relationship that Kahneman talks about. Most of what your conscious System 2, thinks and does actually starts with System 1. But as he says, System 2 is supposed to take over when things get tricky, and it usually gets the final say, but only if you let it. So let's wrap this all up. When you have a fast autopilot and a lazy pilot in your head, who's really running the show day in and day out? We all like to think of ourselves as the pilot. Our sense of self is tied to that conscious, reasoning system too, the one that makes deliberate choices and holds our beliefs.
But here's the crazy part. The real hero of the story, the one doing most of the heavy lifting, is the autopilot. System 1 is the star of the show, effortlessly creating the stream of feelings and impressions that become our thoughts and choices, usually without the pilot ever double-checking the work.
So what's the big takeaway here? Just knowing this is happening, knowing you have a fast, impulsive autopilot and a slow, lazy pilot is the absolute first step toward making smarter decisions. It gives you the power to recognize when your gut might be wrong and when you need to consciously tell the pilot to wake up and take the controls. And that leaves us with one final thought. The next time you're faced with a tough problem and a quick answer just pops into your head, pause for a second. Recognize that that might just be your System 1 talking. And the real question is, are you going to slow down and let your System 2 take control?